Hello everyone, and welcome to my we are way past my 50th battle, my 60-something battle. I think this is like 66 or something. This is an OU battle against the Canadian Wi-Fi. I'll leave his description link down in the thing. It was a pretty fun battle, so yeah. Also, today will be the beginning of an actual upload schedule, which is like, whoa. Yeah, I'm planning on being like two things of a respective Let's Play, a Pokemon battle and a live Pokemon, but I can't guarantee the Pokemon thing, the live thing. But anyway, looking at the teams, his is a pretty, I don't want to say try-hard, but it's a pretty professional team. You have like Sand, first of all you have Sand, then you have Huge Threat in Terrakion, Terrakion counter in Landorus Therian, Keldeo to counter Rain, which is what I have, and a Rotom Wash because Rotom Wash is great. And Submungus because Submungus is great. This is the virus team that I had, the one with the rain team and the Volcarona and the things with they do stuff. Nothing on my team seems particularly threatening, but if I manage to keep my rain up and his Tyranitar is dead, then I could, as long as I was in the right situation, manage to get a sweep going if I got a couple Quiver Dances up with Volcarona. Also, Tentacruel kind of does work. As normal. I don't know why, but Subtoxic Tentacruel is really good. I don't know. But anyway, he's going to lead off with his Rotom Wash, supposedly reliable lead. As I lead off with my Tentacruel, I'm going to switch into my Ferrothorn because I think it has a decent matchup, but he actually goes for the Will-O-Wisp. I thought he would go for a Volt Switch, but anyway. Now he goes for a Volt Switch. And he goes into his Tyranitar. I probably should have watched this back before I actually started the narration. But anyway, I'm going to set up my Stealth Rocks. That's one thing I actually don't like about this team, is that I don't have any Stealth Rocker except for Ferrothorn, which is something I'm not a big fan of. Anyway, he misses the Fire Blast, which is like, whoa, okay, dude. But I'm just going to let my Ferrothorn die, because he already got one layer of Spikes up and Stealth Rocks, which is perfectly fine. And since Burned probably won't be doing much, it's whatever. Anyway, I'm going to switch into my Polytoad, then switch back into my Tentacruel. I guess I thought he would go into something that wasn't his Amoonguss, because I guess it doesn't have the best matchup. But anyway, we're both going to sub up, and admittedly this is kind of a slow part of the match, because basically we're both trying to break each other's subs, and because we're both extremely bulky, that's probably going to take a while. So yeah, just Giga Draining, Scalding. Unfortunately, he does kind of have the advantage because my move is resisted. Although it is rain boosted, it still is resisted, and his isn't. He's actually going to sub, I guess, predicting me to break his sub? I don't know, that was a kind of a weird play. But anyway, I'm getting kind of tired of this, so I'm just going to switch into my Polytoad, and I'm going to go for the Perish Song because I am willing to let my Polytoad take a Giga Drain so that I can force that thing to switch, because that thing is getting on my nerves. But one thing I did not expect him to do was immediately switch. I kind of thought that he would let the stalling go on for a bit longer and stay in until he had one turn left. But no, he actually immediately switches into his Tyranitar, which is really bad news for me, because I go into my Volcarona hoping that I could set up a few Quiver Dances and maybe do something. But unfortunately not. It just gives me an opportunity to go into my freaking Terrakion, and here he makes a play that I do not understand. He lets his Tyranitar die. I'm sure there was some kind of weird prediction thing going on in there, but I just didn't understand that. I mean, you had an Amoonguss and a Landorus Therian, but whatever. You know, to each his own. Anyway, I'm going to switch into my Polytoad just to get my rain up as soon as possible, because there are a few things that benefit on my team from the rain, particularly Tentacruel and Volcarona. And thankfully, I don't get caught in any like Earthquake or anything. He just ends up setting up his rocks. Hydro Pump is going to do a very nice amount, even though I'm not Choice Specs, I don't think. No, I am not Choice Specs. It does a very nice amount to that Rotom Wash, and now I'm just basically going to let my Polytoad go in his death fodder, because he basically did all that he needs to. I mean, it would have been nice to get off some more Perish Songs, but whatever. Anyway, he goes into his Landorus Therian. Thankfully, I have a Choice Scarf Latios, which is going to be dropping some Draco Meteors, and damn, that's some pretty powerful stuff. Probably not the best thing for me to lock myself into, because now he can go into his freaking Amoonguss and set up a sub as I switch, which is pretty annoying. Yep, pretty annoying. I probably should have locked myself into something like Psyshock. Probably would have gotten the same job done. And now now I have to hit a Stone Edge, which is easier said than done. And thankfully I do. But that does mean that my Terrakion dies, which is not fun. However, it does mean that I can switch into my Latios now and go for some Psyshocks. I don't go for a Psyshock, I go for a Trick, which, you know, is pretty cool because now he's locked in the Spore, he's pretty much forced to switch. But at the same time, probably not the best move for me because now my now that my Latios is asleep, one of my biggest threats is gone. Here, I kind of have to go for the Hurricane. I can't really bother to set up. Like, that's not a very good idea. And now he can just Earthquake me, and my best sweeper goes down. I say best sweeper because it's pretty much my only sweeper, unless you can't ban a Terrakion as a sweeper. Or a Scarf Latios. But anyway, I don't know what it is about friggin' Subtoxic Tentacool, but it does so much work. He goes into his Rainbow Dash, and I actually managed to burn it with Scald, which is pretty great, because now Scald isn't the only thing that I'm going to have to be hitting it with. I also have some nice residual damage. Allows me to set up a substitute as he misses the Hydro Pump, so now things are really going in my favor for it being like 4-2. Hydro Pump is going to break my sub, but he will not easily, but next turn he will be going down to the Burn or the Toxic, whichever one I decide to go for. And as you can see, freaking Keldeo is really powerful, doing 35% to a Tentacool with Hydro Pump. But anyway, the fact that he's going to die to Burn gives me an actual reason to go for the sub instead of anything like that. And here, it's basically just like, hey, let's try to get a burn on the frickin' Amoonguss so that I can stall it out until it dies. And that is what happens right here. I actually do end up getting the burn, but it also means that I kind of have to just stay here and wait for it to die, which is, as said before, easier said than done, because it does take a while, which is why it's sped up. Thankfully, we have the technology in my apartment to speed things up. So, that's what we're doing. But anyway, finally, I'm actually going to be able to kill it off with the Burn and the Scald right after setting up another sub. I believe right here is where I actually managed to kill it off with Scald, which is, like, thank God. That took way longer than it should have, and I really didn't have much to talk about, so I just kind of had to make stuff off in my head. But now it's pretty much game, because I can kill the rest of his two things with Scald. He actually lives this, and I don't get the Burn. And then I got scared. I was like, oh no. Banded Stone Edge might be able to do things to my team. But thankfully, I do actually manage to live a Stone Edge, which is very nice. And he's just gonna let his Landorus Therian die. Actually, Zabs took over because he was in the same battle and he left. But anyway, that's gonna be the game. So, good game, the Canadian Wi-Fi. Like I said, I'll leave his link in the description. He has a pretty cool channel. You should probably go check it out. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I apologize for not uploading any battles ever in the world, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.